Hello everyone. In last video we were trying to solve a question which had application of the build-up test. I have shown that question here in a very small font. You can go back to the previous video which I will link here. And in this question there is a well which has been flowing for 100 hours and some other data is given, and we shut in the well at 100 hours, and after shutting I have given some pressure values. This question is picked up from LP Dake. So far we have answered that how we can find initial pressure of the reservoir using this build-up test, and initial pressure came out to be approximately 4800 psi. The next question that we have answered in the previous video is the effective permeability, which comes out to be around 49 millidarcy. In this video we will try to answer rest of the question, that is what is the mechanical skin factor, which will be very interesting answer, and you will learn how to go about solving problems using build-up theory using this example. Then we can find out additional pressure drop in the well due to skin, and then another question that we will answer is this one, which is also very interesting. I have shown in this table that what is delta T, what is PWS, what is T plus delta T, and ln of that number. So finally these are the two columns that we use, and I have found out slope here also, which we used in the last video. Now our question is that what is the mechanical skin factor, and here you can see what is the equation that we have been using so far to use the build-up test theory. Now we do not find skin here, because when we made this equation, when we derived this equation, we used principle of superposition, and if we use principle of superposition, skin comes into picture with the very last flow rate. So here the last flow rate is shut-in flow rate, which is 0. So Qn or Q last is 0. So that means 0 into S will come in this equation. So that means we cannot find skin using just the build-up test equation. What do we do then? So if you closely look at this build-up test equation, you will see that we have an initial pressure and we have shut-in pressure. This shut-in pressure is at time T plus delta T of the reservoir life and only delta T of the shut-in time. So the total time is T plus delta T, and this TD is the same as T in dimensionless form, and this TD is also same. Now that means we have two times here, one is TD and one is T plus delta T. Just at the shut-in or just before the shut-in, this equation was valid. So that means Pi minus PWS was given by PDTD plus some skin factor, because well was flowing then at a flow rate of Q. So we had a skin that was decreasing the pressure at the well. Now this TD and this TD, this TD and this T are of same time. So if that is the case, can we combine these two equations? So let me clear this out a bit. So now the question is, can we combine equation 1 and equation 2? And we can eliminate Pi and we can eliminate PDTD, because we don't know if the reservoir was at pseudo-steady state or the well was operating at pseudo-steady state or transient state. So these two things we want to eliminate, and we can do that if we use these two equations. So in these equations what we are doing is we are relating TD and T with delta T with a given PWF with different PWS. Here variable is PWS and delta T, fixed quantity is T, delta TD and PWF. And dimensionless time Td is related to the time using this equation. So if we now use equation 3, we can now find S. You can do mathematical manipulation to remove Pi and PD, Td in these two equations to get to this equation very easily. If you don't, then please let me know in the comment section and I will upload a video for that. Now equation 3, I will clear equation 3 out. So equation 3 we are using here and we are trying to find out the only variable that is unknown till now, S. So 2 pi k we already know, h we already know, q we need to use at reservoir conditions but we are given at surface conditions and we change it to meter cube per second. Then viscosity we know, so this viscosity also we know. PWS, so again I am using this particular time where slope is not changing and slope is constant at a time before also. So I am using this particular PWS and PWF, that is at time TD or when the well was shut in. So this is given to us already, that when we just shut in, what was the pressure at that time. So we will use that, convert it into Pascal, and minus 1 by 2 ln of t plus delta t. Delta t plus delta t by delta t we are using this, so we will use 3.23. So I am using this. So 1 by 2 ln of 4 Td by gamma, I am letting this stay here for a while. We will convert this in the next step, and then plus S. So this we can solve. So we know everything here, we can solve this. So this comes out to be 12.01. This comes out to be minus 1.615. And now we are solving this 1 by 2 ln of 4 Td by gamma. Td we can substitute from the dimensionless time. So here 4 Td now is K, T. So K is permeability, time is the time of well when it was flowing. So 100 hours before shut in, but we calculated 97.6 of effective time. So that we are using and converting it into SI unit, which is second for time. Now 5 mu C, which is the compressibility, and RW square. So R is given in feet, again I have converted into meter, and R square, so it will be meter square, divided by 4 Td by gamma. Gamma is 1.781, which is a constant. So now if we solve this, we get skin factor of 5.68, and I think in LP-DEC you will see it was 6. So here we have not used any constant, anything. So if you are familiar with SI units and you are given data in SI units from your field, then you will be easily able to use these equations without remembering anything. What is the skin factor? Here you see an interesting way in which we have used the build-up equation and the pseudo steady state or transient state equation, which is combined in this form. So I find it very interesting how we can use these two to find skin factor using just build-up test. Using this skin factor, you can find what is the delta P due to skin, which will be Q mu S by 2 pi kh. So that should be very easy. So I have not done the calculation for that. You can do it yourself. Now the answer to fifth question is also very interesting. So fifth question is, that if drainage area, so what we are given is only a well and a reservoir, we are not given that what kind of drainage area it is a circle or it is a square or rectangle. So if the drainage area is circular, then can we consider equality between Pi and P star? So this is similar to question 1. So we are trying to find out proof of that we used already in question 1, that Pi and P star are equal. In this slide we will try to answer question 5. So this is the data that we already know so far by solving question 1 to 4. This is the build-up test equation that I have written, and this is the data that we have used so far. So now if you go back to previous video, I will link the video up here, that TDA, now we are not talking about TDA, but time is non-dimensionalized using the drainage area. So we change from transient state to pseudo steady state at very particular TDA, which is 0.1, and we have done this in a previous video. So using this, when will TDA become 0.1, we can find out the drainage area, which can be circular for symmetry, that at what area we will change to pseudo steady state. Using this we can find area to be this quantity, and we can use all the values. Again I have used SI units, and my area came out to be 292800 meters square, which comes out to be 72.3 acres. Now we are already given the area of our reservoir. So here we can say that it was 300 acres of area, which is much larger than the area for which we will be in pseudo steady state. So we have to have area less than this or equal to this to have reached pseudo steady state in 100 hours or 97.6 effective hours of production. So that means we are not in pseudo steady state, but we are in transient state. So if we are in transient state, we know what PDTD is. So do you remember what PDTD is for transient state? So it was 1 by 2 ln of 4 TD by gamma positive. So if we do that, we see that this quantity and this quantity cancel out when we are in transient state. So that means we are in transient state before shut-in, and we have cancelled these out. And now again, if we use PWS and ln of t plus delta t, we can again get the same. This is ln of t plus delta t divided by delta t. Here if we have PWS, then we know that we will get a linear plot, and if we extend that linear plot, if this becomes 0, this will be P star. So that means if this is also 0, that means our PWS is P star. This is not PWS, this is P star. Now if this is P star, everything else here is 0. So that means Pi is equal to P star, or approximately equal to P star. So that means we have proven that if we are in transient state, then this becomes 0, and if we are in transient state and we take this to 0, then Pi will become equal to or approximately equal to P star. So we can find out initial pressure. Generally we find out P bar using P star, but in the initial stages we can find initial pressure. So this ends this video, and we have done this example of build-up test. In next video I will try to do one more example before we move on to two-phase flow in reservoir.